All right, hello everyone. Gary Ryan here, back with the Fed League Flash, and this is the preview that I was talking about before, previewing tonight's game between the Elmira River Sharks and the Binghamton Black Bears. Like I mentioned in the recap video, I'm not doing a preview of Watertown Danbury because that was already covered. They've already played. You've had a chance to kind of familiarize yourself with the players and whatnot. I apologize for the glare here. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Anyway, so I want to preview this game. Before I do, though, I do have to go on a brief rant. Don't worry, it'll be over before 90 seconds. All right. One of the Achilles heels for the Fed, and I love the Fed. It's why I do this. But obviously, the FPHL is not a perfect league, far from it. And there are things that need to be worked on. And communication has always been the Achilles heel for the FPHL. There's stuff that doesn't get translated between the off ice officials and the league page, or teams and the league page. So we have a situation where, as of right now at 1:30 p.m., Elmira's roster is still listed at 27 people. 22 is the cutoff. Either Elmira hasn't made their roster reductions like they need to, or the league has failed to report it in a timely manner, which either way, it's not good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look right. What's fair for one is fair for all. Let's get this fixed. Whatever the problem is, let's get it resolved before tonight. All right, all that being said, the rant is now over. We can go back to being happy, happy, happy. All right, so the River Sharks, of course, technically new team. From some familiar faces from the Mammoth last year, but this is not the Mammoth. New ownership group, new leadership, new coach, a lot of new players. So the River Sharks are not Mammoth 2.0. I believe the River Sharks are going to be much more competitive. And hopefully, a lot of the nonsense that's been going on with the CCIDA, nonsense on the CCIDA's part, gets taken care of. But anyway, Elmira is looking much better this year than they did last year. So I'm thinking it's going to be a much more competitive game. It will not be a 10-1 blowout. So, all that being said, let's look at what I think is going to be the roster. Now, this is me playing GM. Mind you, I am not Tyler Jurich. I am not Brant Sherwood. So, if you didn't know, yes, those two are not only the coaches, but they're also the GMs of their respective teams. So, this is me just putting together my best guess, and based on some things I've heard from fans as far as if they've seen some practices, what they've observed, and who they think really looks good. So, anyway, um, oh, Christmas. Okay, that's what the noise is. Okay, let's start off with the River Sharks. Going into their goalie situation, I think the two that will dress tonight are Danik Rodriguez backing up Spencer Kozlowski. Now, Joseph Ackley is there, and he looked good on Tuesday night, but somebody has to sit. So I think it's going to be Ackley for the first game. I am sure that Ackley is going to get in net and see some action. For the Black Bears, I think from what I have heard, Nolan Egbert looks like he has asserted himself as just maybe a touch above the other two in camp. Again, these guys are all teammates. So, I mean, they're working out and they're trying to earn a spot. But I think Egbert has proven himself um, to be capable of starting in the Fed. Yes, he's a true rookie, as does all the goalies for the Black Bears. But um, Connor McAnanama, I think will probably be the backup. I think Sam Levecki probably is scratched for tonight, but we'll wait and see. On the defensive side, now here's where things get interesting. I think Elmira is going to have more of a traditional set with 3 pairs of 2 going in. You've got Rasmus Asp, who is one of the assistant coaches for the team. You got the true rookie, the big man, Brian Gowan. You got MJ Merkel coming back. Yes, he's the assistant coach, but he's also playing. He's on the roster. Tim O'Connor, I believe, will probably be dressed tonight, as will be Eric Oganezov and Cam Yarwood, who signed just a couple days ago. Now, it's kind of funny. You got 3 former Black Bears in that group, in Merkel, Oganezov, and Yarwood. So these 3 are familiar with the team. However, Yarwood's the most familiar because he was there for playing for Brant Sherwood. So he might have some insights and some helpful hints for his battery mates. But at any rate, that's what I think you're probably going to see. Now, on the Binghamton side, I have a feeling. See, Brant Sherwood loves to push the play. He loves to, you know, he loves to attack. So I think he's going to go with a 5 defensiveman, 11 forward setup. That's my guess. I could be proven wrong when we get to 6:30 and the rosters are released, but for now, that's my guess. All right, so defensive core, I believe, is going to look like Liam Anderson. Then you have J.C. Moritz, who's been last 2 years with Delaware. You have Daniel Stone, who's a true rookie. All these dots here mean that these players are true rookies, no Fed experience. But anyway, Daniel Stone, I believe, will be there. JT Walters makes his return from injury in the playoffs. It's great to see him back. Noah Wild, who was with Elmira when they were the Mammoth, he is now a member of the Black Bears. So, Wild's a little bit familiar with a couple of the players as well. So that's what I think is going to look like, and I believe Dan Weber probably ends up having the night off. Up front, with the River Sharks, the captain, Stavros Soilis, he's going to be the man in charge on the ice, so to speak. You also have Luke Richards wearing an A. He was the leading scorer last year for Elmira. I believe the other players, this is my best guess. I believe and they're out of order here. Okay, you have Ryan Fritz, guy who scored 131 points in juniors last year. You have Brandon Lucchese. I said it right. He's making his return after a year off. The veteran, Martin Mucha, he's back. We talked about Richards. Then you have Santino Foti, after a brief stint with Watertown last year. He's back in the Fed. Gino D'Angelo, he's played 105 Fed games. You have the rookie Cooper Bowman and Ricard Zelensky, who scored the only goal for the River Sharks on Tuesday in the exhibition game. And then rounding out the forward group, I believe, will be Luke Cruiser. So, yeah, again, I could be proven wrong, but this is my best guess. For the Black Bears, up front, Jesse Anderson. You got Liam Anderson, Jesse Anderson, no relation, but both good players. Josh Fletcher, he is making his Fed debut tonight, as is Alexander Gemzadov. I don't know what the lineups are going to look like, but I know that Gemzadov is going to be paired on a line with Nikita Avashkin. help a little bit with some communication. Vashkin's English is limited, so Gemzadov can really help him with that. Dustin Jasso, he makes his Binghamton Black Bears debut tonight. He will not be on the line with Ivashkin. All indications are is that Ivashkin will be on one line, Jasso on another one to round off the offense. And then Tyson Kirkby, the captain. You have Andrew Logar, Connor Smith, Brendan Stanko. Those three players came in late last year as college graduates and played extremely well. And I know Brant Sherwood is very high on the three of them. And then you have Austin Thompson making a return. And finally, I believe my best guess is that Thomas Ray, true rookie, will be the final forward for the Binghamton Black Bears. Now, it's early in the year. Anything can happen. So this is only my own best guess, but I would say that, again, since it is early in the season, there's going to be some breakdowns on the ice, especially in your defensive zone. Defense is the hardest position to play, harder than goalie, yes. So it's very early in the year. The players are getting used to each other. They're getting used to the system that they're trying to learn from the coaching. So, there's going to be a lot of great play, like there was last night in Danbury and Watertown. There were some fantastic plays. There were also some moments that made you go, ooh, okay, it's early in the season. That's going to happen. So I'm looking at a higher scoring game. My initial pick, just my gut feeling, is Binghamton ends up taking this by a count of 6-4. This is a very speedy, potent offensive system that Sherwood has in place. This is what he felt like he was lacking last year. He felt like he could have done more with the offense if he had a couple of his own guys in. So we're going to see how that translates, because now he's got his guys. So that is my initial pick, 6-4 Binghamton. Yesterday I picked 6-5 Danbury. Oops, I got dyslexic. No one was counting on Trevor Lord. So, all right. So that is my preview of the game. Of course, it is on at 7:00 tonight, as is the other game. Watertown traveling to Danbury on the back end of a home and home. My initial feeling is Danbury in their home building, home cooking. They're going to have worked on some of the issues that they had last night. I think Danbury ends up taking this in a squeaker. I think it's going to be another close game. My initial pick is 4-3 Danbury. That's my gut. All right, so there we go. That is the preview for today. That is it for videos for today. Tomorrow we will be back with recaps of both games. And until then, we will talk to you later.